guys? What's crack-a-lacking? Give me a 5 for 5, and yeah, we'll go. We'll do this. We'll get this done. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Miss V. Hey, Hilly. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing good. Mr. Floyd, Millie. Who else is in here? Gorilla Machinist. Love the name. I think I said that yesterday. Hey, Stephen A. Richard Thomas. What's up? Snort. Tina. Richard again. What's up? Okay, good to see you. Hey, BK. What's up? Miss V's in the house. And then V. Wow. There's just a V. I've never seen that one before. What's up, Menacing? Good to see you guys. Are we 5 for 5? All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and get into it. This is going to be, I'm going to keep it kind of short because this is kind of an unexpected thing. I kind of just threw this one together real quick because we were not expecting this to happen. I think I told you guys yesterday I was expecting kind of like a that Cannibal CME. I figured it was going to hit about a day late, and it actually, I think it probably did, and I think that's probably what we're doing right now. Hey, Ron, thank you. 5 more gifted memberships. Wow, already starting her off for me. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. But yeah, we got that G3 storm going on. It just happened. I was not expecting to be doing any of this right now. I was actually going to set up and do a members only stream and let you guys watch me set up so you guys can see kind of what happens before the show starts. But obviously that's not going to happen tonight, so we're probably going to do that tomorrow instead. I'll probably take some calls tomorrow too for anybody that's a member. If you guys want to, be sure you put that, click that bell. That way you know when I go live with the membership stream. I will be doing at least one of those this weekend, possibly even 2. Just depends on what I got going on here at the homestead. The family thing comes first always, but I will be always going to try to at least do a member stream once a week, and I haven't done one this week. I did one last week, but I haven't done one yet this week. So, but you might get 2 this weekend, so we'll see. But you'll definitely get the 1. Anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump into it. And thanks again, Aaron. I appreciate you, man. More than you know. All right. That's putting us close to about 400 members now, I think. Getting close. But anyway, yeah, G3 storm, guys. I don't have a whole lot to add to any of this. I'm going to show it to you. But we've already talked about a lot of the CME stuff that was already blowing off. And I showed you guys NOAA's forecast. But you can see here, I mean, it went from, we were in a G1 storm for about 6 hours. And that's what I thought was the Cannibal CME. So kind of what I'm thinking here, and I'll explain it here in a minute, but then it jumped straight up to a 7. So, yeah, when it does that, that's kind of one of those, it's like a, kind of like a shockwave hit. And I was talking to you guys about that shockwave thing yesterday. And let me explain, and I will bring it down here to this model real quick. Now, this is NOAA's forecast model, and this one has not been updated for like days. And they do that sometimes if they don't think anything's going on. But they even canceled the Geomagnetic Storm Watch. They canceled it because they thought it missed, or it was moving so slow it wasn't going to do anything. Well, I showed you guys on Siege yesterday, and we'll get there in just a second. But when I show you this, if you guys remember, anybody that watched the last stream, and thank you for everybody that came back and left a comment. I do much appreciate that because it does help get the video out. But anyway, let's do this real quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Well, hold on. Yeah, when you're working with this kind of stuff, one second, guys. Okay, yeah, here we go. So I'm gonna show you both the CMEs, and those CMEs. This is the one everybody's calling a Cannibal CME, and it is a Cannibal CME technically, but like I explained before, one doesn't eat the other. They don't combine into one. None of that's going on. It looks like it does visually on the models, and that's why they call it a Cannibal CME. But that's the only reason. Okay, it's much like we call a halo eruption when it's around the black occulter disk, because it looks like a halo. It's nothing scientific there at all. It's just the name that's been given. It's like a nickname. But anyway, you can see, and I'm going to stop it right there because the first CME that blew off is moving slower than the second one. So what that creates is basically it creates a wall of particles here in the front, and then the second CME acts like a snowplow, and it grabs any leftover particles plus the particles that's with it, and it's moving faster. So it just rolls up, and it gets sandwiched in between both of these CMEs. So what happens is you get that initial hit, and then you think the second hit is coming from that second CME, and it's not. There's a shock wave that kind of gets built up in there, in between. So two CMEs basically is creating three different strong impacts. So given that, as you can tell there, and they were forecasting this to happen right at our planet. Now, I think the timing of it is just off. I think it was off by about a day. And that's what we're seeing right now. Now, like I said before, you don't need speed. You don't need density. You need all the right things to come together at once. And that's kind of what we're seeing here. We're not seeing any massive speed increase, but we are seeing a density increase. Okay? So that's what we're talking about. Now, when we talk about like the BZ, and we'll get there in just a second, but I'm going to back this off because, yeah, let's just get that off the screen there. But I showed you guys on seeds. Well, I tell you what, before we do that, I want you guys to look at this. This is their forecast. This was not there until the G1 storm hit. And some people get upset about that, right? I don't. And let me tell you why. Because their forecast was wrong, so they corrected it. There's no other reason. I mean, but you're going to see probably later on tonight, if you guys come back over here, they're going to add all this stuff to it. Then they're going to get their forecast after that, right? Now, I was not, okay, I'm just going to be straight up honest. I was not expecting any kind of G3 level storming. Okay, it's a very strong storm. It's not severe. We're not talking about grid down or anything, but there's probably some massive Aurora going on. Matter of fact, we can look at that model. Let's let that run for a second here. We'll see what it gives us. It may not be updated yet either. So we'll have to wait and see, because I really do think this took everybody by surprise. At least the strength of it. I wasn't expecting it to be this strong. I expected a hit, but I did not expect this kind of a strong geomagnetic storm to happen from something like this. Now, yeah, so you're seeing what's happening there, right? So, yeah, and it didn't last very long. The G3 part of it didn't. Matter of fact, if we go up here, you see the latest observed? We're not even in a geomagnetic storm at all right now. So I will take you over here to, where is it at? Right here. This is the German site, right, that I take you guys to a lot. This is a 30-minute plot point. So we were about a 7.5 on the KP or HP. That's just the unit of, or the indice they use to measure geomagnetic storms. So yeah, we was only there for about a half hour. Then we dropped back down to about a G2. Then it went down to a G1 every 30 minutes, and then it dropped below storm level. So my question is, and this is what we're going to have to pay attention to, is whether or not we still have that third hit. Plus we had other CMEs that were fired after that, and I showed those to you guys yesterday. So yeah, now let's go over here and let's check out the geomagnetic or magnetosphere. Okay, this is probably going to be pretty visual. I will just say that. When we're getting hit with geomagnetic storming, these models typically will, yeah, you'll see them get very, very busy. And yeah, see, look at all that magnetic pressure. Usually when I show this to you guys, this red is not completely engulfing our planet. Okay, it's just not there, but it is now. So, and again, I was looking at it when it was only a G1 earlier today, and a G1, I'm not going to rush out here and give you a live stream. Even a G3, I typically wouldn't do that, but the reason why is because this was completely unexpected. So, I'll just say that. And by the way, guys, please share the stream. That's the best thing you guys can do for me, is get this thing out so everybody can see it. Give me 1 second, guys. Have a good day, bud. Love you. My son's leaving for work. I had to tell him I love him and all that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, be safe, kid. But you can see the geomagnetism just kind of get hit and throw it out the back here. And yeah, this is what we would expect during these kinds of levels of storming. So again, this was not expected at all, period. I'll just leave it at that. And there's not a whole lot more to, as far as the strength goes, to talk about there. What can it do? Like I said, guys, it can instigate other things. It could cause a domino effect type of thing. You know, I'll be interested to see if we see any kind of reports of Aurora down in mid-latitudes. It won't be from over here in the States, because the Aurora oval, where you're going to be seeing the majority of the Aurora, is going to be on the other side of the planet. But notice how everything kind of looks like it's tilted like this, right? You see that? Instead of just straight back. See how even the side cut here is tilted. So let me explain to you why. Okay, this is the Discover data I talk about all the time, right? This is the space weather data right here. Remember I said yesterday the purple always shows up if it's -6 or more. That's the BZ. -6 or more negative, that means that we're magnetically in a position to really accept space weather, okay? So with that being said, look how long we stayed in that. And we're still popping in and out of it, right? But right now, look what's happened. We're in the positive at the current time. That would probably be the reason we're no longer in a storm. Because now our magnetic field's in a position that it's going to be deflecting. Or at least deflecting more than what it is in these kinds of sorry guys, in these kinds of conditions right here with the -6. But you can look at the density, and the density really didn't go massive. It rose, but our speed really never got up to 500 kilometers per second. So the main reason we're in a storm at all, okay, is this BZ, okay? If that had stayed neutral or in the positive, we would not be having a geomagnetic storm right now, okay? We just wouldn't. So, yeah. Now let me go up here again, guys. This can change in the snap of a finger too. If there's still more stuff coming with our magnetic field in the way that it's doing now. Hey, thank you, Full of Hope. Guys, tell Full of Hope, whoever gets those memberships, tell her thanks. Thanks, Full of Hope. Really appreciate you. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Love it. Okay, so let me, I'm going to take you guys back here to seeds, and I showed you guys the model of those CMEs, right? Now, let's go back. Okay, I think it was back one more day, maybe. Nope, it was, I think these fired off on the 15th. Okay, 5G, thank you. Another 5 memberships. Wow, I love seeing everybody's name in green. That's awesome. Birdseye got one. Daniel Hag got one. Awesome stuff. Grace got one. Yeah, thanks, guys. Back at you, 5G. Bless you, too. You're blessing me a lot lately, and I really appreciate that. But check this out. I'm going to show you the Cannibal CMEs right here. Okay? This is the first one. You see that halo? It's coming right at us. So, we can't see it because the black occulter disk is there. This is from SOHO. It's a satellite from our perspective. It sits about 1 million miles closer to the sun than what we are. Always looks at the sun. So when we see something that looks like a halo signature, we know it's either coming at us or going straight off the back. And this one here, it's coming at us, right? So let me start this again. And then right there's your second one. See that? See how it's kind of got a tilt to it? So, yeah, these are the I believe, as far as I can tell, analyzing what I've seen, this is probably that, because the CMEs are close enough together to get that cannibal effect. And it does look like that these are those two CMEs that cause the Cannibal CME. Now, I also want to stress, I'm going to go to the next day, and I want you guys to watch this. There was another one there. Okay, now not that one. That one there is not affecting us, even though it looked like a large CME, and it probably was. It looked to be pretty dense, as a matter of fact. That's going to miss us that direction, okay? But there was a wisp of a CME, and I'll show it to you here in a second. Right about, okay, you can kind of see it starting right there. And I know it's hard to see, okay? I get it. So let me slow it down. Let's see if that'll... Let's let that run through. Okay, there it went. You see that? Right. If you see, I'm going to back it up. I want you guys to see this, because this is coming at us too. Nobody's talking about this one. That is a halo CME. It's very faint, and you can't hardly see it, but it's still a CME. It's coming at us. Now, is it going to be any kind of hard hit? Probably not. I don't think it's going to be a hard hit until I seen this G3 storm. So if that hits close enough behind what we've got going on now, it most definitely could. Okay, it could push us up into storm level again. It really truly could. So anyway, let's go to the next day. We'll go to the 17th. I'm just showing you what's coming after this stuff. Watch, we're going to get a bunch of CMEs down here. There's like 3 of them. 1, 2, okay, maybe 2. But you see, they're coming basically from the same eruption, right? Well, at least the same area of the sun. Now, is that going to hit us? I don't know. I don't know if that one's going to hit us or not. If that does, it's probably going to be more like a glancing blow, and most likely won't be that big of a deal. Now, this one that fired here off the top, that did go north. That's probably going to go way north of Earth. So, but you see how powerful that one appeared, and I do think that one was probably pretty significant. So let's go to the 18th. And again, what do we got going on? More eruptions right here from that same area of the sun. And then we get this one I talked about yesterday in the danger zone, right? And we did not get a radiation storm from that, even though it was on that side. Okay? But yeah. So let me go to the next one. That's today. Right? This is what we got going on today. And I want to say this. There's still a lot going on. This is very hard to analyze because there's so many things erupting off the sun right now. And this is one of the reasons, especially during solar maximum, that I'm going to be nowcasting. I'm not going to try to tell you what's 10 days ahead of us. I wouldn't do that anyway. I nowcast most of the time anyway. But my opinion here is, I think that probably most likely we're going to get another hit. Now, is it going to push us back up into storm level? I can't say for sure. If I thought it, if I was 75% or more sure, I would go ahead and say it. But no, I'm not that sure about this. There are so many things going on. When you have multiple CMEs firing like this, plus coronal holes, all that plays a part in steering these things too, especially the coronal holes. But you can see, I highly encourage you guys to come over here and just play this tool and look at it and mess with it. Just start playing with it. Like next, see, you can stop it. You can go backwards, right? And you can kind of time it out. Now remember, when you're looking at these times, though, that's UTC time. So if you're on the East Coast, that's a 4-hour difference. So you can kind of apply whatever to that, right? So let me, let's see here. Okay. So I do want to show you the Australian magnetopause model, right? I've been talking about this model for a while, and it's the same. It's showing us the same thing as this. It's just in a more simplistic way. Okay, you see how it's got our bow shock really compressed? This is our satellite line, and these are all the satellites it's plotting here. So when we see that get into the satellite line, when that happens, that means our magnetic field has been compressed enough that whatever satellite is in front of the bow shock is completely exposed without any of our magnetic field to help block all the space weather. There's a lot of reasons they put satellites in these positions, okay? And that's one of them, one of the biggest ones. You know, so, and there's a whole host of other reasons why they position satellites where they do. But this is just kind of a general rule of thumb. So let's, what I will do is we'll just do that. We'll go back to the 19th. Now, here we go. Check it out. Here's the whole day. You see how it was just kind of reverbing all day, and then we got hit. And how I know we got hit and stayed there is because our bow shock went there and just kind of, it almost looked like it stabled out. Also, when you see the edges here bending in, that also typically means it's like a CME hit. Okay, everything just kind of gets compressed, and it's just how it operates. Okay, but I do like this Australian model a lot because you can get what this model is doing. Let me show you. I'm just going to say it right here. Let me explain real quick. This right here visually is showing you this, right? But it's showing you in a different visual. Very simple way to look at it. But something else this is showing you is this. So it's both. And what I mean by that, up here is all that data. Here's your density. There's your BZ. There's your speed. BZ, density, speed. So it's like, if you know, you can look at the Australian model, and if you obviously it's not a graph, but it's better to look at the Discover when you're looking at an overall picture. But if you're just wanting to see why you had a CME, you get both if you just come here and just pay attention right here. So you can step this forward too. See? Every minute it gives us a capture. So I highly encourage everybody to play with these models. All right. But yeah, so what I'll do here, let's just go to the 18th. And I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time here on SDO. This is the satellites in geosynchronistic orbit. Always looks at the sun. But again, it's from our perspective. There was an error. Oh, okay. Hold on. Yeah, duh. All right, there we go. Yesterday, this wasn't even loading. And it looks like it might be having problems today. It is. I don't know what's going on with the SDO site. I was hoping it wouldn't do that to us, but it did. So, what we can do to give you a general overall look here of what the sun looks like now. I'm not going to pull up ISWA because it takes too long to load. There's so many movie tools on that thing. But this is the same view. This is GOES. This is not SDO. But it's basically the same point of view. Again, it's from our point of view. All right. The only drawback to showing you guys this one is you don't get a whole lot of data here. What I will point out though, check this out right here. Watch. See that? You don't usually see that on this one. Yeah. And it was very quick, right? See that? That's an eruption. So, yeah, let me just pause it and we'll find that thing. There it is. Right there. Okay. Let me go back up. So check that out. Now, again, that's going that way. Okay. That's not coming at us. So, yeah. So what can we expect? Well, anything that was going to happen with the G3 storm has already happened. And why I'm saying that is because it was so quick. Right? Right there. And we've been out of storm level for about an hour now. Hey, Ripper. What's up, bud? Good to see you. Didn't you just drop a video? I think I seen it, a notification just a few minutes ago. But yeah. There's the HP. Okay. And I have to say, guys, we actually got fairly close to going to a G4. If you remember right, the X-flare from a couple weeks ago with the CME with it, where the two sunspots flared at the same time. They were sympathetic sunspots. Yes, that's what they call them. They're interacting with each other, and they erupted at the same time. And those two combined caused an X-flare. It was basically two large M-class flares, but they produced enough X-ray together for it to hit our detectors like an X-flare. Okay? And that, the CME with that caused a G4 storm. The biggest one we'd had in years. Okay? So a G4 is nothing to sneeze at. The G4 can cause issues. G3 can, actually. And with our magnetic field being as weak as it is now, you know, these kinds of G3 are going to be causing more issues than what they would have in the past. So let me, I do want to show you this, because before we get off of here, I want to show you the Aurora. If you go to down here at NOAA, and you just scroll to the bottom and go over here to the dashboards, go to the Aurora dashboard, and it's going to give you everything that you really essentially need to see what kind of Aurora we're expecting. Now, obviously this is wrong. Okay? They were not expecting this. Right? We're in a G3, so those two right there should look like this. Okay? So those models up there either haven't updated, or I don't know what. I don't know what's going on with that. But you can come down here, a KP of 7 is a G3. A KP of 9 is a G5. That's as strong as the storms that we measured go. Okay? It can be a higher, obviously it can get stronger than a G5. It just goes up. They just don't put a G6 or a G7 out there, right? It's just like a tornado and thunderstorm warning. They have to stop it somewhere, right? Or even hurricanes. I think didn't they just add a 6th level of hurricanes? I think they did last year, because hurricanes are getting more intense than what we've ever had, and they had to add that. So, and guys, I'm telling you, space weather has a big part in that, just so you know. Okay? That's one of those things that I'm never going to quit saying. Space weather has an effect. The sun, especially, is the single most factor in almost everything we do here. Okay? Your local weather, your health even, the way things grow. I mean, just everything. Insects, animals, it affects everything. So remember that. So when we have these geomagnetic storms, you know, It's gonna, some people feel these guys. It affects their health. Like my grandma used to say, and I actually say it now because I've had so many surgeries. When when it's getting ready to storm, like thunderstorm outside, I feel it. My bones, I start to ache. I don't want to say my bones hurt. That's what my grandma used to say. But I feel it, right? And it's that pressure difference. But anyway, that's what happens. So, but yeah. So, with that being said, if anything else happens, guys, I'll be back on here to give you guys an update. The members only stream I was going to do today is going to get moved to tomorrow because I was going to show you guys my setup. I was actually sitting down to make a thumbnail, and I looked at this, and next thing you know, bam, G3 Storm. So tomorrow I want to show you guys how I do the setup. That was one thing I want to do, so you guys get an idea of how I do this. But also I may take some calls, and I may even take some calls during my regular show. But I'm going to start doing that in my members only stream first. I'm a one-man show here, guys, as far as all the technical stuff. So if you guys want to, any member, please hit that bell. That way you know when I go live with the membership stream or even a membership community post, right? I'm not doing a whole bunch of that yet, but I am doing some, and we're going to have fun. Okay, we're going to have fun. Also, guys, I'm going to be giving away some space-related decks of cards. They're bicycle cards, and some of them, one of them is called Sunspot, and they discontinued those back in 2018, and my awesome wife went online, found a whole brick of them. So I'm going to be giving some of those away along with the other ones, and that's just not going to go to my members. It's going to go to everybody too, okay? Just so you know. That's not just exclusive to my members. I'm giving the members, extra stuff in other ways. Also, members, listen to me. If you got a pet and you want to take a picture and send it to me, I can attempt to make an emoji out of it, and it can become one of the emojis we put with our memberships. Okay? If you guys want to do that, I think that's a pretty cool idea. If I can get it to look right. Okay? There's a whole lot of things because it's got to be a 1x1 and all that kind of thing. But, so with that being said, guys, there's really not a whole lot of else to say. I mean, this is just completely unexpected, and we got more coming. Man, I tell you what, I was just listening to Ryan Upchurch, his song, My Next Two Red. I'm over here acting like that. What the heck? Ain't, yo. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah. We have more coming. I ain't gonna say got no more. I'm just kidding, guys. Just having a good time, guys. Trying to stay positive. I'm still fighting fevers and stuff, so I gotta do whatever I can do to keep a smile on my face. You guys put smiles on my face, though, for sure. Hey, Mist, good to see you guys. Hey, Rick. Skip, what's up? CLT in the house. Chihuahua, that's crazy. I like Chihuahuas. Sausage Doggo, all right, cool, Rick. I'm serious, guys. If you guys want me to add those, and I'll try. I ain't gonna promise I can do it because if it's not distinct enough where I can take the background out and just have the face of a pet, and we can tell what it is, I won't be able to use it. But there's some that I know that I'll be able to do that with. And I think it's pretty cool. So if you guys want me to do that for you, I will. I think it'd be pretty neat. Hey, Leisure, what's going on? Wrath, what's up? Hey, Grace. Real Machinist, dogs rock. That's right. Are you hurt, Grace? I see you put the old bandage head emoji up there. Hey, Daryl, what's up? Hey, Laura. I'm okay, Laura. I just, like I said, I fight fevers sometimes because I get infections. But I'm fine. So I'm not here saying that I'm feeling like horrible or nothing, because that's not what it is. I'm okay. I'm just still fighting fever from time to time, and it does get me tired. But you know, coming here and doing this for you guys keeps me moving. So I really appreciate you. And anybody that's been gifted memberships or becoming members, man, I can't tell you how awesome that is. And I'm gonna earn that. And we're gonna do some fun stuff. Hey Seb, it's good to see you. Hey, he's our in-house dad joke. If you guys want to laugh, this is how we try to keep all this stuff positive. Come back, look at the pinned comment, and leave a comment. Steve gives us a dad joke every video, and I pin it. It's Seventh Son. Sorry, Steve. They might not. Well, I guess it's your first name's in your name now. Didn't used to be, but now it is. So, Full Hope, thank you again for the gifted memberships. 5G, thank you again for the gifted memberships. AA Ron, thank you again for the memberships. Yep, there we go. There's some of the emojis. Love it, guys. Love it. Thanks, CLT. I appreciate you. But like I said, guys, I'm going to keep this one short because I know it's Friday night. Most people are probably doing their thing, you know. I'm going to be doing the family thing too. So, I will be back with you guys tomorrow at some point. And again, members only, be sure you click that bell because I'm going to try to do at least a small little stream to show you guys my setup right before I go live with the normal live. Okay? And again, I might take some calls because if anybody has Zoom, if you don't have Zoom, I can give you a link. I think I can still post the link. You can come in that way. But anyway, we'll figure all that out tomorrow. And we will be there with that. And like I said, guys, anything else happens, I'll be back with you. So, all right, guys. God bless. Yahusha saves. And as always, you can drink this Kool-Aid.